The countdown to terror has begun.
The signal's getting stronger now. It won't be long.
Come quick! The monster done ate my pappy!
Do you really think this was a bear, Doc?
Highly unlikely.
First man on Mars. Once he was human.
There's something shiny in the rock. This is really starting to sting.
Now a bloodthirsty monster, killing and devouring the young. And not so innocent.
Let's take a look at this, huh?
I'm gonna blast the thing back to hell.
Oh, shit.
First man on Mars.
You mean there's aliens out here? Shit, I don't want to get ducted and anal.
This film is not rated.
A pretty young hitchhiker on a lonely country road. And your heart will tell you that something is wrong.
They are trained to reach perfection at the top of their class, and nothing will stop them from reaching their goal. Competing in the next Olympic Games.
All young females.
Something strange is happening to Jimmy Clayton. He sees the murders as they happen, but he cannot stop them.
The banked track, the pack, the blockers, the jammer, and the screaming fans who love every minute of it.
Someone is stopping the nation's top athletes dead in their tracks.
A murder. The fourth. All young girls. All blonde. And all very dead.
Same pattern. Stabbed under the breastbone and through the heart.
Is he psychic? Is he dreaming? Or is he remembering?
It's the action-packed sport of roller derby. This is Karen. The fans love her, but to her teammates, she is trouble.
They come to see the likes of me, not your little Beverly or any of the other broads. They come to see a star.
Someone has the killing touch.
Don't waste much time, do you?
Your nerve. Raw nerve.
Playboy Playmate of the Year, Claudia Jennings.
Hey, are you a real doctor?
Unholy Rollers.
The children had such a lovely time. It's too bad nobody ever told them. Children shouldn't play with dead things.
In sports, winning is everything. But at the Vulcan Academy, death is the first prize.
Greetings, fiends, and welcome to another episode of the Horror Mike Show on this fine and fiendish Friday evening. I'm your host, Horror Mike. Okay, and all I got to say is, go Pottsville Maroons. Yes, the champions of 1925 early professional football. That's what I'm talking about right now. Who can forget the Pottsville Maroons, folks? Who can remember the Pottsville Maroons? That's perhaps a more pertinent question. But you just saw a bunch of trailers for some really groovy films. Now, some of these movies have been on Tubi. Some are quite new. As you may have seen there, Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. That's the new 4K cut, okay, that is on Tubi. And it looks freaking awesome. So we're going to look at that and a few other Bob Clark films tonight on the Horror Mike Show. Also, you saw a trailer for End Play, which is pretty damn rare, new on Tubi. Have never seen it before on Tubi, so that's a new one. Pardon me, Raw Nerve, Fatal Games as well. And you saw a little bit of a Frazetta. Yes, a Frank Frazetta documentary, which is now on Tubi, and we're going to be taking a look at that, as well as another comic book documentary that you may not be aware of, but you're going to want to check out. So we're going to be taking a look at those tonight on the Horror Mike Show, my good fiends. Now, before those trailers, you saw a couple of trailers for my films. That's right, folks. You saw a trailer for First Men on Mars, which is out on Blu-ray. It's on my website, horroranthologymovies.com, and on eBay. And you saw a trailer for my film, Horror Anthology Movie Volume 1, which is currently on Amazon. You can rent it for $2, folks. $2 on Amazon. Come on. Quite incredible indeed. And so that's kind of what you saw here at the opener of the show. And I think without further ado, let's head on over to the chat and see who is here on this fine and fiendish Friday evening. Good Lord. Okay, we've got a few people in. And Am I Dead Yet is here. Hello, Am I Dead Yet? Good to see you, my good man. I Am One of Us is also here. Hello, I Am One of Us. Todd Bound is also here. Hello, Todd. If you haven't been on the show, or maybe you have been on the show, and well, my memory is failing me. But in any case, good evening to you, Todd. Adalas is here. Hello, Adalas. Happy Halloween to you, and All Saints Day, as it turns out. Today, anyways. Werewolf by Lunchtime is here. Hello, Werewolf by Lunchtime. Good to see you. Werewolf is our fiend from the future. He's about 14 hours, or maybe it's changed. Maybe it's now 13 hours into the future. I'm not quite sure, but he's in the future, folks, because he's in Australia. So that's what's going on with that. Oh, we got Dave Janes on the scene. Hello, Dave Janes. Good to see you. Happy Dia de los Muertos. Greetings from Arizona. Excellent, Todd. And, you know, yeah, there's a really cool store. You may have been to it. It's called Gotham City Comics. It's in Mesa, Arizona. If you haven't, you might want to check it out because it is an incredible store. We've had the owner on the show a couple of times, and absolutely one of the most amazing displays of comic book and movie-oriented props that I've ever seen in a comic book store. It's huge. So if you get a chance, check it out. Very Dead, the worst kind of dead. Howdy do you, Mike and hey, it's all in chat. That's Radamus on the scene. Hello, Radamus. Dead is dead. There's no coming back. Todd says, to quote Night of the Living Dead, they're dead. They're all messed up, folks. That's pretty much the case. That's what we're really talking about right now. At a loss. Greetings, Super Mike. First time. Excellent. I lived in Phoenix area for 20 years, but 1,800 miles away. Would love to known about that store then. Live in Tucson, but I visit family in Mesa from time to time. If you ever get back to Mesa, Todd, you might want to check that store out. It is totally insane. You can see a bit of it. We did a huge live show like less than a year ago. And so it's in my live videos. If you go to the live section and just look up Gotham City Comics, it's right there. All right, folks. So tonight we're going to take a look, obviously, at some really kind of insane sci-fi horror and grindhouse flicks that are on Tubi. But it has been a while, my good fiends, since we have been over to Bud's art books. Yes, that's Bud Plant. Bud Plant, that dude has been around since, well, I don't know, the 60s or the printing press. I'm not quite sure. One of those things, but no, he's at least been around since the 1960s. When I was a teenager in the late 70s, that's when I first ran into him at a convention, science fiction convention. He always had a table, always in the dealer section, had a table. The guy has been doing this stuff, folks, for probably close to 60 years, okay? And he still has Bud's art books online, and it is a fine website. Now, he's always getting new stuff in every Thursday. He gets new stuff in. I get an email notification, but he's got all kinds of categories. It's not just new stuff. He's got all kinds of stuff, rare stuff, signed stuff, just a whole mess of great things for us to see. Yes. I mean, now, right there, folks, you got Wally Wood Wits End, the complete collection slip case. Good Lord. Boy, am I tempted. Boy, am I freaking tempted. Let's take a little look at that, shall we? This is going to be a humdinger. Tell you. Yes, it is $70. That's how it goes. Limited to 750 copies, though, folks. So that's a low print run. Includes 16 bonus pages. Highest recommendation from Bud's art books. Hall of Fame comics creator Wallace Wood's Revolutionary Wits End, which was a fantastic art-oriented fanzine from the 60s and 70s. As it says, Wits End revolutionized. The Revolutionary Wits End, God, has been called the birth of the prozine. Underground, independent, but all agree Wits End was a mid-60s milestone event that represented the loftiest goals of the underground movement, including art for art's sake, freedom from censorship, and creator rights. Yes, these are all important things, folks. For the first time ever, this single volume collects all of Wood's own contributions to his Revolutionary Wits End. Wow, including Annie-Man, Sally Forth, The Rejects, Bucky Ruckus, Pipsqueak Papers, The Wizard King, Snorky, Lunar Tunes, and more from Vanguard 2024. So now we can take a look at a few images that they offer. Oh, that is nice. Nice looking book. Whoa. Yeah, let's see if I can. No, I guess so. There we go. See if I can bring this down a little. Wow. That is just sweet. Holy Toledo. Now you can get copies of Wits End on, you can find them still on eBay. They're going to run you some ducats. There ain't no doubt about that. World of the Wizard King. That's totally cool. Sally Forth. Oh, yes. Let's take a little gander at Sally Forth, shall we? Oopsie. Oh, that was kind of weird. Yeah, maybe it's just that big. That's too bad. See? Ah. All right, that's not going to do anything for us. Let's see if I can do something here. That's better. Nice little page there. Nice. Space Search 7. Whoa. This is really interesting. Now, you know, as it says, for the first time ever, this single volume collects all of Wood's own contributions to his revolutionary Wits End. So it's not all of the issues. I personally would like to see the complete issues compiled. Let's take a look at the additional info, see what they got. It's 176 pages. So, yeah, it does look like it's just compiling Wally Wood stuff, which is fantastic, but I would really love to get all of the issues reproduced in one volume, like with everything in it, not just Wally Wood stuff, but all of the artists involved in Wits End. Very cool, though. Very cool indeed. I love it. Comics Review is back, folks, with the October 2024 issue. Steve Canyon. God. Yeah, good old Milton Caniff there. Let's see here. What are they? It's $20. Comics Review. Now, there's some color stuff in there, as there should be. I mean, if it's going to be a magazine that's $20, there should be a lot of color in there, in my opinion. I can see there's black and white stuff in here. Let's take a look at the additional info. 128 pages, right? Okay. Yeah. You know, I mean, shit. What can be said, folks? Magazines have gotten expensive. That's all I can say about that. What is this? I've never heard of this. I don't know what the hell it is. Fantastic Four Full Circle. The hell is that? Graphic Novel of the Year by the National Cartoonist Society and the Washington Post, with 288 pages of new material, including commentary and unpublished preparatory material from Alex Ross. I don't know what that is. I don't know what is that a 21st century thing, Full Circle? Obviously, the Ross art is pretty damn cool. Looks pretty groovy. So I'm assuming this is entirely Alex Ross. I wonder how the story is. Looks pretty cool. $65. There you go. Interesting. And we'll say that. What the hell is that? The Acme Novelty Date Book, Volume 3. What? I've never heard of it. I've never heard of such a thing. The ink and paper cheerleader Chris Ware finally succumbs to imaginary public pressure by concluding his experiment in reader trust with the third and final volume of secret notebook sketches spanning over 30 years of bus rides, airport delays, and telephone hold music. That's what that is. From Drawn and Quarterly. It is from 2024. So it's just a bunch of stuff that he drew while he was waiting for shit. Interesting. Huh. All right. Mortal Terror. Now, that rings a bell. Let's take a look at Mortal Terror, folks. It's volume 1. Let's see here. Christopher Golden and Tim Levin team up with award-winning horror and fantasy artist Peter Berting for this revamped twist on Dracula. Vampires Jonathan Harker, Lucy, and Mina live in underground London, trying to keep the undead safe from the rumored mortals who seek to give them life only to kill them. But when the authorities refuse to believe mortals, let alone the mysterious Count Dracula, are anything more than a myth, they're on their own to keep their city eternally dead. Dark Horse 2024. Okay. Take a look at a few of the pages. Yeah. Well, pretty good. Once again, I don't know how the story is. I've never read it. The art looks pretty good, though. Yeah, that's pretty cool looking. Now let's take a look at some panels. That reminds me a little of Mike Mignola. That looks interesting. If anybody's read this, let us know in the chat. I've heard about it. I just never saw it in the store or just never read it. But it does look kind of interesting. I love that cover. That is really cool. Interesting, I must say. Oh, now, let's see what I did here. You did that. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's go up for a second because I was looking at the rare and out of print. I think you guys may find this rather interesting. Now, this is the Bud Plant's rare and out of print section. So he's got all kinds of stuff. He's got a lot of, obviously, as you can see here, a lot of EC gemstone reprints. And some of those are, but these are like, this is a pretty good freaking deal. If you look at this, like Shock Suspense Stories, it's the whole set of 16 gemstone reprints for $80. Well, folks, that's like, I don't know. 16 times 10? No. 16 times 5? Is that like $5? It's like $5 of, Jesus Christ, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's $5 a copy. Take a look. Not bad. Holy shit, it literally is. Look at that. 16. Got all the great covers. This is some cool stuff, man. Of course, the classic Wally Wood. Yeah, that's going to set you back a pretty penny, folks. The original EC comic book. That is beautiful. Good deal, though. So you're getting all 16 of these issues for $80, $5 an issue. That's pretty damn good. And they've got a ton of them. Crime suspense stories. They got MD there, which I've never read. Frontline Combat, Panic. Of course, they're humorous comic book there. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Exactly what they're doing. Wow, piracy. Aces High. Ton of EC stuff. So if any of you guys are looking for EC reprints, this is a pretty damn good place to go. I'm going to drop this. I'm dropping this link in the chat. There it is, folks. That's Bud's Art Books, and that's the rare out of print section that I'm currently looking at. Yeah, extra. Valor. There we go. The Illustrator's Reference Manual of Nudes, folks. And also comics. Oh, yeah, collecting comic strip art. I remember that one. Let's take a look at this for a second. $40 first edition from 1999. So it's 25 years old. Collecting original comic strip art. Wow. Let's see what the 134 pages, black and white. Well, it is, yeah. It is the first printing, and it's long out of print, so you're going to pay that. The Secrets of Professional Cartooning. Good Lord. $35. Let's check this out. Let's see who's in it. By Ken Muse. 330-page book. Wow. From 1980, folks. And this is the original edition from 1980, out of print condition, fine. It says yellowing cover and softly bumped corners. $35. Wow. You never know what you're going to find at Bud's. I'm telling you, he's got a ton of stuff. There's Alternate Worlds, the illustrated history of science fiction. I may have had this when I was a teen. I certainly knew of it, or maybe a friend of mine had this. First edition by James Gunn, forward by Isaac Asimov. Of course, it's the history of science fiction with a ton of illustrations from 1975. Out of print condition, fine, light edge wear, light vertical stain on the back cover. God, boy, that's taking me back, folks. That is taking me back. I may have seen this new when I was a teenager, like 77, 78, 79, going to science fiction conventions. I am sure it was out there, relatively new. Crazy. That is crazy stuff. See what else they got. Kimota, the Miracle Man Companion. Not familiar with that. Shackleton, the Antarctic Challenge. Let's take a look at this for a second. $19.99 from National Geographic, out of print condition, fine. That's pretty fascinating. $35. Let's see. Let's take a look at this. 216 pages. Hardcover with dust jacket. So it's more like a book with illustrations. Pretty great stuff, though. Good old Shackleton. 1914. Good Lord. There we go. Wow. The Comics and Illustrated History of Comic Strip Art by Jerry Robinson. I'm sure some of you have seen this before. Absolutely fantastic. God. First edition. $30. Now, what the hell? 1974. Now, why is this so cheap? Out of print, condition fine minus, cover and edge wear, bottom right corner bend and soiled page edges. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, $30, that's a pretty damn good deal. Let's take a look at it. Yes, 256 pages. Wow. That's great stuff, folks. I don't think you can beat that price either. Of course, there's Little Nemo and Slumberland. Another collecting original comic strip art. Prince Valiant, Fables and Funnies, Merchants of Death. From Eclipse Comics. Set number 2 through 4, I guess. Wow. I'm not even familiar with that. What is that? Merchants of Death. I loved Eclipse Comics back. I mean, for me, back in the 80s, I guess that was primarily when they were in existence. But they had all kinds of great. Eclipse just kicked butt, man. They were so good. By Kurt Busiek and Alfredo Grassi. Art by Alex Toth, Daniel Brereton, Alberto Salinas, and Enrico Breccia. Wow. The Best in Adventure from Europe and the Americas. Out of print, 1988. $25. Let's see something. They're 42 pages each, so there's 3 issues, I guess, what they're getting at here. Whoa. I've never seen these before. Never. Now take a look at this. Now that's a saucy cover, folks. Oh yeah. There we go. Merchants of Death. Steranko Noir. Ooh, deluxe signed edition. Holy Toledo. I'm freaking out, folks. First edition signed by Jim Steranko, David Spurlock, and Angel de la Calle. Or Angel de la Calle, if I'm going to go all Spanish with it. This deluxe edition is a reference book in Spanish and English, produced in conjunction with an exhibit organized in Spain. It's organized in 2 chapters. The first provides a biographical account of Steranko's professional personal career, while the second focuses on a brief analysis of his work. Vanguard 2002, out of print, Fine Plus. Whoa. Holy shit. Whew, 175 smackers. Good Lord. Wow. You never know what you're going to find here on Bud's site. I'm telling you, man, he's got all kinds. Check these out. Haunt of Horror Digest 1 and 2, folks. Feast your Vulcan squinties on this one. I mean, come on. Let's bring it up. Can you guys see that? Yeah, there we go. That's pretty good. Oh, those are some nice covers. That is some nice stuff right there, folks. Wow. Oh, there we go. Yeah, from Curtis, of course. See if I can. Yeah. Holy shit. It is Marvel. It says Marvel Magazine Group, but I guess published by Curtis. Stories in this issue by Harlan Ellison, Ramsey Campbell, R.A. Lafferty, Robert E. Howard, Dennis O'Neil. Holy shit. Holy crap. Featuring The Conjurer Wife by Fritz Leiber. Folks, Conjurer Wife was made into a movie. Shit. I'm going to have to look that up on IMDb. This name is escaping me, but it was adapted into a film, and it's pretty good, too. I keep wanting to say it's like Night of the Eagle, but I may be wrong. I think it is Night of the Eagle. Whoa. That is freaking awesome. Look at that saucy cover. Oh, yeah, that's good. Devil Knight by Dennis O'Neil, folks. Ron Goulart, Anne McCaffrey, Lynn Carter, Fritz Leiber, of course. Holy shit. Okay, I'm going to have to, obviously, okay, yeah, okay, so it does say the one cover on issue number 1, Gray Morrow. Definitely looks like him. Oh, the second cover, that one with the babe in chains is Kelly Frias. Holy shit. Okay. Wow, these are fascinating. I'm going to have to take a look at eBay and see if they've got any, like, you know, these are in fine condition. Maybe I can find some in good condition, a bit cheaper. I would like to check those out. Wow. Has anybody in the chat read these or currently have these, and how good are they? I mean, they're top-notch writers. No doubt about it. Are you kidding me? Fritz Leiber, Dennis O'Neil, Harlan Ellison, Ramsey Campbell, Robert E. Howard, of course. Jesus God. Wow. The covers are awesome too. Holy Toledo. Nice. From 1973. These are God, absolutely amazing. It's great that Bud Plant's got these available. You have to check those out. Sally Forth, of course. There is the set of 4 original Sally Forth publications by Wally Wood for $300, and I would definitely say well worth it. Here, let's go back. First, let me do this. I'd like to have a nice cover. You know what I'm saying? On here. Okay. There we go. Oops. Oops a daisy. Okay, now wait a second. Now it's just giving me grief. That is just bollocks. That's not too bad, I guess. All right. Well, that's really damn cool. You never know what you're going to find on Buds. My good fiends. Let's get back to the chat and see what people have chimed in with. This is pretty damn cool stuff. There we go. Radama says, I highly recommend watching the Frank Frazetta documentary. They really get into Bakshi's relationship with Frazetta. Excellent. Todd says, Bakshi lives in my own stomping ground, Silver City, New Mexico. Ran into him a few times back in the day. Great guys. Still alive and still painting. Yes, I see him still posting on social media, Todd. He's alive and kicking. He's selling a ton of his stuff, original sells and drawings and paintings on eBay. I know that. 8-Bit Snake Boy is with us. Hello, 8-Bit. How you doing? Mike, did you find the British comics I recommended last week? No, 8-Boy. Not enough time in the day, my good man. 8-Bit says, definitely looks like Mignola. Yeah, it does, but they didn't credit him. Could be some guy like a knockoff artist. Well, I know exactly where Gotham City is, about 7 miles from where my sister lives. Going there for Thanksgiving. Yeah, you're going to want to check it out, Todd. Yeah. And you probably want to make sure that you bring a camera or a good, like if you got your smartphone that takes good images, because I think you're going to want to take photos. It's astounding. It's astounding, my good fiend. There again, once again, folks, that is the link to Bud's art books. We're currently looking at that. That is Sally Forth from Wally Wood on the screen. PDF, British Comics. August Ascetic is here. Hello, August. I remember Wood did some preliminary art for the Mars Attacks cards, but it was rejected. Don't know why. That's a good question. Todd says, I'd consider killing for an original set of Mars Attacks cards. I wonder if any, heinous acts have been performed in order to get it an original set. You know what I'm saying? Like mysterious accidents, stuff like that. I wouldn't be surprised. I own the Komodo Miracle Man book. Didn't realize I had a $70 book. I didn't pay that yet. Hey, look, man, these books go up in value. Pretty much that's the only way they go, is up in value. Miracle Man is a story that was created by Alan Moore in the 80s. Yes. Deconstructed Superman. Ironically, also republished by Eclipse. I have the complete Alan Moore run. Okay. Alex Toth is the man. He's just a freak. Alex Toth, you guys, he was kicking butt in the 1950s doing pre-code horror comics. Just excellent stuff. I've got some of his stories in some compilations. Absolutely astounding artist. 8-Bit says, I also own a full run of the originals of UK's Warrior magazine. Pete Morrissey was a minimalist too. Curtis, they printed Savage Tale. Right. They were the ones that did that, and they also did Zombie, of course. Oh my God, looks like the author of British Comics has deleted the entire site. Wow. You had me at Harlan Ellison. Agreed, Todd. Good Lord. Let me tell you, I'll tell you a quick and hilarious story. Back in 1978, I went to the Iguanacon. I'm a teenager, right? I'm like 15, maybe 16 years old. I go to Iguanacon, World Science Fiction Convention in Arizona. Matter of fact, in Phoenix, Arizona. And Harlan Ellison was the guest of honor. Now, at that time, I was a big Ellison fan. Just a lot of that science fiction, the newer science fiction writers, from the 60s and 70s, like Ellison and Philip K. Dick and so forth. Robert Sheckley, a ton of those guys. But there was a double day, an ace double day, or what were they called, those damn things? You could buy, there were 2 novels in one paperback, right? So on one side, you had some novel, which was a short novel, like 150 pages, and on the other side, another 150-page novel by another writer. Science fiction, like Ace Double Day, Double something, I forget. In any case, Ellison famously got this, or infamously, as I should say, got this, did this story, and I think it was called The Rat Man or something like that. I forget. He hated it. He hated the story. And he told me, essentially told people, look, if you bring that book to me to have signed, I will take it and rip it in half and give you back the other part of the book and throw away my part. So that's exactly what I did. I took I found a paperback, the same one, took it to Ellison at the IguanaCon, and that's precisely what he did. He took it, ripped it in half, threw his part in the trash, and gave me the other one. He was like, look, this part's a lot better. So there you go. That was a little Ellison story. There were a ton of Ellison stories during the IguanaCon. A lot of shit going on. Rumors that were spreading that he had thrown an unruly fan down an elevator shaft. That was going all over the place. He and Larry Niven and Jerry Pournelle got into a rather loud argument in the hallway at one point. I was there. And of course, at the time, Ellison, who would be probably considered a right-wing Nazi in today's, brain age standards. Back then, of course, he was left. He was a left-winger. Larry Niven and Jerry Pournelle were on the right. So they would have political arguments, right? Well, they had a pretty big political argument during IguanaCon, and it was rather hilarious. So there you go. That was another thing. There were it was a convention for the books, folks. I'm telling you, that was just crazy. He read his scripts live, his screenplay for Isaac Asimov's I, Robot, the movie, right? It was Ellison's amazing adaptation of what was really a series of short stories by Asimov. But he made this incredible feature-length screenplay, and he read it aloud. And if you ever heard Ellison read anything, the guy, he really could read. He would get you, he knew how to captivate an audience. Let's put it that way. He had that's why he's got so many audiobooks and stuff. You can get a ton of his stuff, his works on disc. Back in the day, there were, various selections of his on vinyl, all kinds of stuff. It was great. But I digress, my good fiends. All right. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Yeah, there were ace doubles. That was it. All right, folks, let's get on back here. Sally Forth. Oh, man, only $300, folks. That's something. Now, what the bloody balls? Okay, there we go. Oopsie. Okay, I gotta bring this up, though, man. There we go. That's much better, right? Yeah. Let's try it. Well, let's check out one more page. There's always some really cool stuff in here. There we go. Wally Wood's Canon, set of 4. The first 4 issues. $160. Fafhrd and the Gray Mouser. Of course, that is the one and only Fritz Leiber. Fantastic. Once again, and he appeared in Ellison's Dangerous Visions. Gonna Roll the Bones, which is, you haven't read that story, you should really read that story. It's fantastic. American Magazine, 1890 to 1940. I don't know what the hell that is. There's 1965 September TV People Magazine, folks. Right there. With Bonanza, Shindig, the Beatles, and Mia Farrow on the scene. Visions, The Art of Arthur Suydam, signed. Woohoo! That would be a good one, too. Holy shit. 50 Girls, 50, Al Williamson. We're taking a look at this, needless to say. Al Williamson. Barely old enough to drink when he joined the EC Comics stable. Al Williamson may have been the new kid on the block, but a lifetime of studying such classic adventure cartoonists as Alex Raymond and Hal Foster, of course, two of my favorites, along with Vern Hogarth. All those cats were just insanely good. Had made him a kid to reckon with. Yeah, I would say so. I would consider him one of the greatest EC artists. There ain't no doubt about it. I think he was leagues ahead of many of those guys. Yeah, weird science and weird fantasy, of course. Okay, when was this? I don't know. It's Fantagraphics. It's out of print. What? Oh, 240 pages. That's pretty good. It's hardcover. $35. That's a pretty good deal, actually. Nice. It's Al Williamson EC stuff. Woo. God dang. Good Lord. That looks fantastic. Dream of Santa cartoon animation. Afterworks. Dreams of the Rare Bit Fiend by Winsor McKay. Let's take a look at this. Newspaper comic strip by Winsor McKay, of course, the creator of Little Nemo. Worlds of dreams and nightmares fraught with episodes of wish fulfillments and exaggerations in size and perspective. Begun in September 10th, 1904. Holy crap. Wow. The Comics. Apparently a book on comics. RKO shooting script for Citizen Kane. Nat Turner. Revolution. Okay. Stiletto. All right. Crazy Cat. It's Crazy Cat comic set 1 through 5 for $45. And there's the Hey Look cartoons by Mad creator Harvey Kurtzman on the left. Oh, there we go. There's some more EC good stuff here. Tank the Meat, It's the Humanity. Yeah, there you go. Al Feldstein and Jack Davis. Material, EC horror material from 51 to 54. $60. $60 from 2013. Fantagraphics. I'll have to check eBay on that. I don't know. Kelly Green? No, I should be. I don't know. Let's see. Leonard Starr and Stan Drake. Leonard Starr's complete set of Kelly Green, graphic novel series 1 through 4, reprints from 82 to 84. Ooh, nice. That is really cool. Wow, check out these covers. These are pretty groovy. 1, 2, 3, die. I like it. That's cool. Man, Will Eisner's Shop Talk. Whoa. He's got a lot of stuff. Harold Foster, The Medieval Castle. Good Lord. Yeah. Okay. Wolf, Queen of the Wolves. Here we go. Philippe Droulet. 6 Voyages of Lone Sloan, folks. That ain't no joke right there. Set of 4. What do they want? Yeah, $60. That's a pretty good deal. However, it does happen to be the French edition. Yeah, people, that's one thing that I had read once. I'd never read anything specific about it. But Philippe Droulet did some work as a designer on the set of Sorcerer, the William Friedkin film, the 1976 film by Friedkin. This is great stuff, man. He's got, it's all of them. Nice. I've got a ton of Droulet and a ton of Lone Sloan in the Metal Hurlant and Heavy Metal, original Heavy Metal magazines. But it's nice to see it in collection form. Ooh, Vampirella Special. Watch out, number 1. Oh, good Lord. And they got a lot of stuff. Take a look at this. Woo! Warren Publications, 1977, covered by Jose Gonzalez. Reprinting classic Jose Gonzalez stories from the early days of Vampirella in full color for the first time. Condition very good. Bumped and creased corners with some color loss. 3 staples added near spine. Boy, this thing must be one rare mother. I mean, because they want $75 for it, and it's, barely VG condition. Once again, I'm going to have to consult eBay and a few other sellers. That looks pretty cool, though. That would be definitely a nice little addition to have. The Shadow. Maxwell Grant. Some more Shadow. I don't know what that is. Okay. Well, that's good, folks. We've looked at, a bit. We've looked at a bit of Bud's art books. Perhaps you've seen some stuff that may interest you. They do have a lot of great stuff in there. No doubt about that. Okay, well, yeah, we were there. Ace doubles. Yep. Ellison was very entertaining. No doubt about that. I literally just finished downloading the entire run of Heavy Metal and Heavy Metal Presents. Excellent. They were called Ace doubles. Yep. We've got a large collection of them in our main library. Excellent. Yeah, this was the one. I forget who I want to say the other story actually was called The Rat Man or something like that. I forget what Ellison's story was called, but he hated it. Boy, did he hate it. 8-Bit says, I love Al Williamson. He did a great run on Flash Gordon. Yeah, it's freaking fantastic. Are you kidding? Ellison's adaptation of iRobot should have been made. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all of the people involved with that Will Smith film should have been shot. Okay. And I'm putting that lightly. Speaking of Ellison, Ellison's adaptation was freaking awesome. Speaking of Ellison, the comic adaptation of City on the Edge of Forever is well worth checking out. Who's the artist on that, Todd? Trembling Colors is here. Hello, Trembling Colors. His stuff is always double page spreads, but vertical ones. 8-Bit says, that's an amazing site. Thanks for sharing. I've been looking through the site along with you. Yeah, it is great, folks. Once again, I'm gonna drop the link in one more time. It's Bud's Art Books. If you get a chance, check it out. He's just got a ton of stuff. This guy's been around for 60 plus years. So, yeah, as a dealer, as a seller. That's where I got my first Metal Hurlant magazines and some underground comic books in the late 70s. Direct from Bud Plant. Great stuff. Droulet is a guy whose stuff you definitely don't want to read digitally. Agreed. Yeah, and preferably, I tell you what, where is that? Oh, yeah, right there. Yeah, preferably what you want to do is like what I've done. Basically, I found Metal Hurlant issues, the first ones, like within the first number 1 through 50, that had Droulet and Mobius and several other artists. Of course, Corbin was in there. The reproductions by Metal Hurlant of those artists is superior to heavy metal. That being said, it's in French. So what I did is I found, of course, the corresponding issues of heavy metal so I could understand what the hell was going on with the Droulet, Mobius stories and so forth. But you want to get the reproductions of that original stuff, Droulet, Mobius, Corbin, Den, all you want to get the first issues of Metal Hurlant. That is an absolute fact. There is nothing that comes close to it. I mean, you can just compare it side to side. I've done videos of side-by-side comparisons. Sorcerer is bloody brilliant. Friedkin, folks, William Friedkin is one of, as far as American directors, one of the greatest American directors who ever lived, in my humble opinion. Are you freaking kidding me? The French Connection, The Exorcist, Sorcerer. Just those three alone should, do it. To Live and Die in LA, which is freaking fantastic. That guy, it's William Friedkin. It's freaking William Friedkin, man. Right up there with, as far as I'm concerned, with any of the greats like Francis Ford Coppola, any of those guys. De Palma, I would put in there, Yeah. I just got paid. 8-Bit says, I just got paid. Very dangerous to look at that site at the moment. Heavy metal mammoth book collections are the way to go. I have a few and they are beautiful. All right, folks. I'm glad you enjoyed that little look at whatever the hell we were just looking at. No, that thing. The thing with the gig and the, now we're gonna flip on over to Tubi. Oh yes, Tubi, because Tubi has just, they keep surprising me, shocking me, and I mean that in a pleasant way. Okay, now these are just a couple things on the top that we're gonna see later, possibly. I don't know. I've never seen it. Didn't know it existed. Constantine, City of Demons, the animated movie. I don't know if any of you guys saw this. I never saw it. It's brand new on Tubi. But I'm going to watch it. I saw a trailer and it looked interesting. Post-mortem, it's a foreign horror film. Looks freaking awesome. Blood Games is another film I'm going to cover at a later date. But we need to get down here and start at the beginning, okay? Good Lord, my good fiends. Here we are. Look at that lineup. Just look at that. I mean, now, full disclosure, of course, a few people in the chat, a few people watching know that I covered the Unholy Rollers in the past. But hey, look, man, I got to cover it again, okay? Why do I have to cover it again? Well, there's a few reasons. One, it's actually a great film about Jesus Christ, roller derby. Yeah, roller derby. Jesus, I keep wanting to say roller ball. It's not that hardcore, but it's the original roller derby. Now, back in the 70s and 80s, roller derby was a thing, folks. It was huge. It was male and female teams. They were all over the place. There's another movie called The Kansas City Bombers with Raquel Welch, which was made either a year before. I think it was made a year before, released a year before The Unholy Rollers. And so they cashed in on it, basically, with this one. This is good, though. The Unholy Rollers is actually a good film starring Claudia Jennings. Okay, folks, we're talking Claudia Penthouse Playboy Jennings. And she can actually act. Okay, that's not only is she just a stunning physical creature, but she can act. And she does a really good job in The Unholy Rollers. And she kicks butt as roller derby queen. That's what's going on. As it says, Karen Walker quits her job at the tuna cannery. No, there's always some part about the tuna cannery. And joins the Avengers, a roller derby team where she gets into trouble with teammates and opponents. Oh, yes, so good. Okay, all right, folks. Here, now this is a crude trailer. Look, they just don't have, it's a 1972 film. You're not going to get anything in HD, okay? It's like, I think maybe barely DVD quality, but it's pretty cool.
The banked track, the pack, the blockers, the jammer, and the screaming fans who love every minute of it. It's the action-packed sport of roller derby. This is Karen. The fans love her to her teammates. She's trouble.
They come to see the likes of me, not your little Beverly or any of the other broads. They come to see a star.
Follow her rise to Queen of the Ring in Unholy Rollers, a whirlwind tale of speed, sex,
Kiss me.
and stardom flying at you with crash-through impact. Featuring Betty Ann Reeves.
They think they're going to make that new kid a star overnight. They're going to have to deal with me first.
Lewis Quinn.
If you stop selling tickets, you're dead.
And Playboy Playmate of the Year, Claudia Jennings.
Hey, are you a real doctor?
Unholy Rollers. A locker room look at the toughest broads in the world.
Has been traded down to the San Diego Demon.
The San Diego Demons, folks. I love it. The San Diego Demons versus the Avengers. It's a good movie. I really enjoy. I didn't know. I was like, oh, this is going to be like a crappy low budget ripoff of the Kansas City Bombers. No, it is really good. It's kind of punk rock. It's just got that, I would imagine the budget was $200,000 or $300,000 somewhere in there. But they did a really great job with it. All the scenes, the roller derby scenes are really cool. They're funny as hell. It's just like all around it's a solid film. It's on Tubi. Claudia Jennings, all of the chicks in there, the roller derby chicks are really great. Claudia Jennings is exceptionally good. She really did a good job. I've seen her in other films too, and I thought she was good in those. She was definitely let's put it this way. I think above average in that tier of hot Playboy and penthouse babes that decided to get into acting, and she could actually act. That's basically it. She could act. I'm not saying Academy Award winning type stuff, but who wants that shit anyways? Okay. It's Unholy Rollers, folks. It's on Tubi. Highly recommended. Okay. Just really good stuff. Now, here's the first comic book documentary that you may have seen. It's on Tubi now. Fantastic. I couldn't believe it when I saw this. Lost Heroes, the untold story of Canadian superheroes, folks. Right here. Check it out. From 2014. Jesus. 10 years ago. A documentary spotlighting Canada's forgotten comic book superheroes and their legendary creators, with Paul Soules, Brandy Dolly, and Adrian Kress, directed by Will Pascoe. Now, I have not watched it. Okay, I just put it on my list this past week as I was going through the stuff to show you guys tonight, but I'm definitely going to watch it. There's no doubt about it. There's a couple of Canadian Canadian superheroes, if you will, that I really dig. One of them is, and he's on the cover. Now, I don't know if you can see that or not, but if on the left-hand side, this guy in orange with the skull on his outfit, that's Mr. Monster. Mr. Monster was an original Canadian superhero creation of the 1940s that was later, Michael Gilbert later created, of course, the Mr. Monster. God, he did dozens of Mr. Monster comic books based upon the original Mr. Monster, from the 1940s. And that was, originally a Canadian comic book hero. Really cool. So, highly recommended. Next up, folks, it's Amok. Yes, I mean, you gotta love that poster. I mean, just look at that freaking key art right there. I am digging the shit out of that. I tried to find a decent trailer, but they had crap trailers. I looked and looked, but no luck. 1972, folks. After her girlfriend, a novelist secretary, vanishes, Greta poses as her replacement to infiltrate her new boss's world of sex, drugs, and murder. And when they say that, I'm going to watch the film. Okay. Directed by Silvio Amadeo. So we know where that's in. Of course, Barbara Boucher is also in this film, folks. Let's take a look, see if we can find some more Boucher. Woo! And boy, did we. Check that out. Stony, Death Rage, Blood and Diamonds. It's a Barbara Boucher triple threat right there. That chick. Quite hot indeed. So that's Amok, folks. Now on to brand new. They just added this to Tubi. It's great, man. It's great because I saw it on, I'm looking through the movies on Tubi. I'm like, Amok, what the hell is that? Literally never heard of this movie before. That's the glory of Tubi, folks. You'll just run into stuff that you've never seen before, you've never heard of before, sometimes for very good reason. I will say that. Next up, another spectacular triple threat here, folks. Fatal Games, Frazetta Painting with Fire, and Raw Nerve from the 90s. Oh boy. All right, folks. Fatal Games. This is one for the books from 1984. Promising teenage athletes become victims in a series of brutal executions when a mad javelin thrower goes on a killing spree at an athletic school. Yep, you heard that right. Sally Kirkland is in this freaking movie, folks, directed by Michael Elliott. And I do believe I've got a trailer. Yeah, I do. Get ready for this one, folks. It's Fatal Games.
New generation of Olympic athletes. They are trained to reach perfection at the top of their class, and nothing will stop them from reaching their goal. Competing in the next Olympic Games.
What are we gonna do? Get any laid!
Keep forgetting to say goodnight to me!
My shirt.
Never mind.
Coming up. Talk to you Thursday. Hi.
What's the matter?
Sue Ellen's parents called my folks last night. They got the police out looking for her. And the coaches know all about it. They haven't said a word to us. We find that a little strange.
As the laughter fades, the terror begins. Someone is stopping the nation's top athletes dead in their tracks. Someone has the killing touch.
Folks, I give it a lot of points for the javelin, okay? The dude that uses the javelin to kill people. I mean, come on. You don't see that every day. And that's, you know, the only thing I think they probably don't have this, but they should have dudes like people off to the side with the scorecards every time he, like, throws the javelin at somebody. In any case, that's Fatal Games, folks, and it's now on Tubi. So you just saw the trailer. You know what you're in for. And it's, well, you know, there's some, it promises some, I don't know, it's not going to be graphic gore, but some graphic stuff, I guess, and some TNA. Of course, it is 1984, for Christ's sake, and it's Fatal Games. Next up, we have the other documentary tonight, and that is Frazetta Painting with Fire. 2003 documentary. This acclaimed documentary reveals the resilient man behind legendary fantasy art who inspired generations and carved a niche in art history. He certainly did. There ain't no doubt about that. Glenn Danzig is also in this particular documentary, which is directed by Lance Laspina. Let's go back here. I do believe I put that. Yep, I've got a trailer for it. Check this out.
Everything I drew well.
You had a full-blown, classical, wonderfully drawing illustrator seemed to come out of nowhere.
All of a sudden, millions of copies of a paperback book sell for the first time in history.
Frazetta's his gut-level sexuality.
He showed us nightmares and horrors that we'd never, ever imagined as kids.
They said there's nothing wrong with him. It's mental. He's had a mental breakdown.
I'll kill somebody. I could have killed him. Jesus, I would have strangled him.
One shot.
Bam.
Honest to God, he snapped the hook right out of the beam.
I mean, I almost killed myself more than once. And we couldn't take it.
It was real sad. I mean, we really thought we were going to lose him.
But he came back again.
The guy is a fighter. The guy is a warrior.
Frank Frazetta is probably the most influential artist of the last half a century.
There we go, folks. Absolutely fantastic. There is no doubt that Frazetta revived Robert E. Howard's Conan series. That's just an absolute fact. The combination of Robert E. Howard and Frank Frazetta, something that was decades off, but in the making. But they, of course, never knew each other. It's just one of those freakish things that had to come together, and it did in a huge way. So there you go, folks. First time, as far as I know, first time on Tubi. It is Frazetta Painting with Fire. I've only seen clips from it. I have not seen the entire documentary, so that's on the list. Probably going to watch that this weekend. Next up, we have Raw Nerve. Oh, yes. Nerve-shattering terror stalks an all-star cast. It's Raw Nerve, folks. Check this out. From 1991. A race car driver who has visions related to a serial killer tries to get a skeptical detective and ambitious reporter to help him find the murderer. Starring Glenn Ford, Sandal Bergman, and Randall Tex Cobb. Directed by David A. Pryor. I love this, the key art. It's kind of weird and definitely attractive. Let's put it that way. And amazingly enough, I also have a short trailer for Raw Nerve. Check this out. This is a pretty good one.
Pyramid Distribution presents Glenn Ford, Sandal Bergman, Randall Tex Cobb, Ted Pryor, Tracy Lords, Jan Michael Vincent in the riveting psychological thriller Raw Nerve.
Counting the two last night, we've got 6 dead bodies. All young females.
Something strange is happening to Jimmy Clayton. He sees the murders as they happen, but he cannot stop them.
I got this pain in my head, and I saw
Get this man out of here.
I want you to leave Jimmy alone.
Should I take that as a threat?
Take it anywhere you want it, lady.
You know, he's out there. He's out there looking for another victim, and he is going to find one, and then he's going to find another, and another, until we stop him.
Why are the police after Jimmy?
He was having a vision.
Is he psychic? Is he dreaming? Or is he remembering?
It was Blake. Blake Garrett did it. I saw him. He's the one you want. Get out!
All are suspect. Few will survive. The shocking conclusion will take you to the very edge of your nerve.
Jimmy!
Raw Nerve. Coming.
There you go, folks. That's Raw Nerve. Yes, of course, Tracy Lords, you may have noticed, is also in there and looking really good, I might add. So that is also new. Haven't seen that one on Tubi before. I mean, they've been adding some stuff. There's no doubt about that. Some, I think, view-worthy exploitation films. Check this trio out. God. Oh, man. It's the chick. It's Body Double. It's the chick from Body Double, folks. It's Blood Tide. I've seen this film, 1984. Check this out. While hunting for treasure in Greece, an adventurer unwittingly awakens an ancient sea monster that can only be appeased by the sacrifice of virgins. Of course, naturally, gotta sacrifice the virgins. Now, check out the cast here. You got Jose Ferrer, Lila Kudrova, Mary Louise Weller, James Earl Jones, directed by Richard Jeffries, but they're missing somebody right there. The chick. Hold on, I got to watch this for a second.
Before the dawn of civilization, in the early light of man's existence, life was an eternal struggle between good and evil.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. Mary Louise Weller? What the balls? Deborah Shelton. That's her. Her name escaped me. That's the chick right there in the middle. Really hot, uber hot babe who was also starred in Brian De Palma's Body Double. She's the one that gets drilled to death by a drill. Okay, that's what I meant to say. In any case, yeah, it's worth seeing. She's really just a stunning beauty, and it's an interesting film. I think it's worth a watch. Let's put it that way. Blood Tide. Now that has been on Tubi for a little while. This one is brand new on Tubi, folks. End Play. Yeah, this is one for the books right here, my good fiends. Let me make sure that I didn't get booted. Still on, right? Okay, good. All right, folks. Yeah, End Play, 1976. When a hitchhiker is picked up and murdered by an unseen assailant, two brothers become the prime suspects in the murder investigation. Now, directed by Tim Burstall, and I've got this kind of an interesting trailer. Somebody put this together as kind of a tribute to Burstall, the director. So I'm really not quite sure what the hell the deal is, but we're going to watch a bit of it. Check this out.
A pretty young hitchhiker on a lonely country road. And your heart will tell you that something is wrong, terribly wrong. A beautiful country house, serene and secluded, but in your heart you will know that something is wrong. Two brothers, dedicated, close, perhaps too close, but your heart will tell you that something is wrong. Terribly, terribly wrong.
Little brother, what on earth have you been up to?
Janine Talbot was found dead at the end of that row.
From beyond the limits of fear comes the ultimate terror of the End Play. A murder, the fourth. All young girls, all blonde, and all very dead.
Same pattern. Stabbed under the breastbone and through the heart.
Do you want any more shots of the body, Inspector? Give me another one from that angle.
The police can only wait. The killer can only hide.
I'd like to impress on the public this man is dangerous.
Okay, folks, that was about enough. Okay. Didn't want to see the entire film, okay? In any case, that's a bit of a long trailer, which I just shortened. For End Play, 1976, a very 1970s type of film, but with an exceptional hitchhiker scene. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. You know, sometimes movies don't have to be all there, but if they've got one or two good scenes, yeah, it might be worth checking out. You know what I'm saying? And that hitchhiker scene is worth it. Let's put it that way, folks. That's End Play, 1976. Next up, okay, look, this is it happens to be a 1957 film, The Vampire. As it says, when his daughter mistakenly swaps his migraine tablets for pills made from vampire bat blood. You know, I hate when they do that. You know, you're looking for your migraine tablets, and then here she comes with the damn pills made of vampire bat blood. It's just, it can really throw your whole golf game off. I'm telling you. A kindly doctor turns into a murderous fanged creature. That's what we're talking about here, but what's really key about this film, folks, is that damn poster art. Look at that key art. I mean, that is... I saw that, and I was like, okay, I got to cover this film really primarily because of the key art. I don't know about the movie, The Vampire. I would imagine it's probably really mundane. And with a vampire that looks nothing like that great-looking creature, the art is just fantastic. Look at that. That is just beauteous. So there you go. I had to put it in here because of that key art. That's all I'm saying about that. Now, here we go, folks. What I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna do this. Hold on. Okay. We got 3 films here, folks. Death Dream, Black Christmas, and Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. What thing, very important thing, do all of these films have in common? Let's take a little look. What main thing, definitely a main aspect, do all 3 of these films have in common? Okay. All right. It's you may never get. In any case, one, they're all really good films, especially Black Christmas. I consider to be one of the great horror films of all time. And they're all directed by the one and only fantastic Bob Clark. Yes, Bob Clark, folks. Death Dream, Black Christmas, and Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. And you know what? Another film that Bob Clark made? Did you guys ever see that film called A Christmas Story with Darren McGavin about the kid with the BB gun? That's Bob Clark. He also directed that freaking family movie. Yes, same guy. So we're looking, and I had to do this. I had to put the trio, if you will, a trilogy of terror from the master of low-budget terror and thrills, Bob Clark, on the screen for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. They're all great. Death Dream, Black Christmas and Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things are two of my favorites. Death Dream is pretty good. I like it. It's kind of like a feature-length version or an adaptation of The Monkey's Paw kind of thing. Be careful what you wish for. It's good. It's a good film. I'm not going to knock it at all here. Recommended. If you have not seen it, you should really check it out. It's early Bob Clark, 1974. As it says, a grieving mother is granted a monkey's paw when she's told her son has died in Vietnam. She wishes it not to be true, and he returns home that night. It's good, folks. Richard Backus, Lynn Carlin, Henderson Forsyth, Tom Savini also did, I believe he did all of the special makeup effects in this film. He might even be in the film. But as you can see, directed by Bob Clark. Black Christmas, if you guys haven't seen this, is just one of those films. What can be said? Horror holiday. Yeah. My God. Sorority sisters are as good as dead when they're stalked by a psychopathic stranger. Or is it just a psychopathic stranger? Over the Christmas holiday in this influential slasher, no shit, starring Olivia Hussey, Keir Dullea, Margot Kidder, John Saxon, Andrea Martin from SCTV, also co-stars in this film, directed by Bob Clark. One of the greats. This film I saw it in the theater. It was probably late 70s, early 80s. You know, it was playing on a double bill with something else, but it blew my mind, man. Black Christmas. Now, the thing about children shouldn't play with dead things is this, folks. Okay. It's Bob Clark, right? It is the 50th anniversary 4K UHD collector's edition version. Yes, what you will see on Tubi is the best print, the cleanest freaking print of this movie I have ever seen, with good reason, obviously, because they remastered it to 4K. 1972, man. God, incredible. Here we go. Early Bob Clark, of course, starring Alan Ormsby in the lead role. 6 friends in a theatrical troupe dig up a corpse on an abandoned island to use in a mock satanic rite. It backfires with deadly consequences. That's right, folks. Just remember, children shouldn't play with dead things. Yeah. In any case, it's great. I love it. Look, it's a low-budget film. It's got some great zombies in it. Look, how should I say this? Zombies that really look messed up, like zombies should, you know? And I do have a short trailer for Children Shouldn't. It's a 2-minute trailer. Check this out.
Alan, you're not really going to take that thing back to the cottage.
I, Alan, take this body.
Yeah, and welcome to it. You deserve everything you're getting.
There's no business like show business like.
And I think, in time, we may get even closer. I'm going to take your scraps and feed them to my dog. Well, that's all right. Just keep a stiff upper lip.
Oh, yes. They had such a wonderful time. They laughed and laughed and laughed. That is, until Orville's friends dropped in. Then they screamed and screamed and screamed. Oh, yes, the children had such a lovely time. It's too bad nobody ever told them children shouldn't play with dead things.
There you go, folks. Children shouldn't play with dead things. I have it on DVD. It's one of those films I had to get on DVD. So there you go, folks. That is your Bob Clark trio to end out this look at stuff on Tubi tonight. Let me get back to the chat, see what people have chimed in with here. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Okay, at a loss says, yeah, I'm pretty dang sure I was roller derby. There was roller derby and ESPN when I was a kid in the 80s. 70s was the best decade of women by far, in my opinion. Well, I would pretty much have to agree with that. You know, it's one of those things, man. The 70s. Trembling Color says she quits the tuna cannery only to walk into another one. Woohoo! The locker room of the roller derby, folks. That's what we're talking about. 100% agree. Big blonde girl was a real bruiser. Oh, yeah. Mr. Monster and Airboy were great recreations of old characters out of Eclipse in the 80s. Yep. Gilbert just kicked it out. You know, he knocked it out of the park with that. Captain Canuck on the cover. Yes. Barbara Boucher, all-timer, no doubt. There's no doubt. Good Lord, folks. Had to step away for a minute. Edge of Forever is published by IDW. The artist is J.K. Woodward with Ellison's original script. Wow. Yeah, drug dealing on the Enterprise is great. Fatal Games as a character recast mid-movie. It's hilarious how badly it's done. Yeah, but you got to give it credit for that javelin. That's what I'm talking about right there. It's a javelin killer. Frank Frazetta was a badass. There's no doubt about that, to like the 10th level. Todd says, just watch Fatal Games 2 years ago. It's enjoyable in a train wreck kind of way, folks. There you go. Apex Comics is here with us tonight. Good to see you, Apex. Fembat is live on Fund My Comic. That's good to know. Randall Tex Cobb plays great villains. Yes, he does. I'll watch anything with Tracy Lords in it. You ain't just whistling Dixie Radamus. She looks really good in that film, too, I must say. Looks great. Looks like the kind of movies I'd rent back in the day. Blood Tide. John, yeah, not the same John Waters. Saw Blood Tide a few years ago. Got to admit, it was pretty under one. Yeah, it's got that chick in it though. 8-bit. That's what I'm saying. The body double babe. And that is a great movie cover. It really is. Movie poster art used to be good. You're absolutely correct. It just sucks balls now. It's so bad. It's been bad for at least the last 20, 30 years. Really, you know. It started sucking sometime in the mid to late 90s, I think. Porky's. Yep, it's him. I swear to God, Bob Clark, folks, he's like one of our unsung director heroes of American cinema. There's no doubt about it. The guy got around. He made some really great films, you know. There ain't no doubt about that. K. Ojo is here. Hello, K. Ojo. Dave James says, saw children as part of a triple bill. Count Yorga Vampire and Frogs. Woo, boy. That's a triple bill, Dave James. Good Lord. Michael Jackson Thriller. Fred Astaire was going to be one of the Thriller zombies, but he dropped out. Wait, he's responsible for Frogs? Well, not Bob Clark. He didn't do Frogs. Movie posters like book covers are all Photoshop now. Yeah, they're AI. They're just starting to do shit with AI, Dave James. It's really lame. And you can just tell right off the bat. It's sad, folks. Sad deal. But in any case, if you get a chance, if you haven't seen it, look, I do recommend Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. I recommend the hitchhiker scene in End Play because of this hot freaking hitchhiker. It's just something you got to see. Of course, Frazetta painting with fire in there. If you like javelin throwing killers, you may want to check out Fatal Games. Of course, Tracy Lords in Raw Nerve over there, along with Sandal Bergman. I mean, you got two hotties in Raw Nerves, for Christ's sake. Amok. Once again, I'm partial to that poster. That key art is just beautiful. And of course, we got Captain Canuck and, Mr. Monster. Lost Heroes. It's the untold story of Canadian superheroes. And last but certainly not least, my good fiends, it's the Unholy Rollers. Oh, God. What can be said? 1972, Claudia Jennings. And there's a few other hotties on the rink doing the roller derby in this particular film. Highly recommended. It's actually very entertaining. All right, folks. Okay, well, that does it for tonight's show. I hope you enjoyed it, and get ready for next Friday nights because it's going to be something else. I've already discovered a few other things that you probably never seen before, but you're going to want to. Let's put it that way. Things are heating up in particular on the 70s and 80s scope. And that's not just Tubi, but there is a lot. Yeah, there's stuff that's coming up on Tubi, definitely. And I'm going to have more of that next Friday night. You are not going to want to miss it. I hope that all of you have a great rest of your weekend. And I am going to leave you out with, well, folks, I'm going to have to lead you out with some Torgo Hot Babes because they're getting me on the other song. They're shutting the stream down. So here we go, some Torgo. Have a good one. I'll talk to you soon.
But actually, the master is not away. He is here with us. So I don't know who else is watching the place. I am Torgo. I watch after the place while the master is away. The master is here, so I have no idea who's watching the place. You know the jig. I look after the place, yada, yada. The master is with us, so I don't know who's watching the place. One of those will be a good take.